Very good afternoon to you and welcome to a brand new week, the very last week of the month of September 2025, and it's the 29th day of September, just 2 days before September is over. So many things are going on that we'll be taking a look at. Of course, it has to do with the capital markets, and as many as are interested, thank you for joining from wherever you are. It's good to be here yet again. Another day to look through the markets for opportunities as they emerge. I am your wealth creation enthusiast with a passion for helping individuals and corporate organizations build their personal and corporate net worth via investing in the capital markets. And I am sure we are in for another interesting moment in the market. As usual, we will be going through market activities where we will review activities of the past week, and then we will also be looking at your comments along the line for the next 1 hour of the live stream. Afterwards, we'll proceed to taking your calls on TikTok. Thank you for joining, everybody. It's a fantastic place to be if you are looking for where you can get the push, the little push you need to grow your personal net worth, and of course your financial intelligence, because when you are a part of this group, suddenly you do not mismanage funds, and when that happens, you are surely on the path to wealth creation and financial freedom. That's the way it works. Money always responds to anyone who takes good care of it, and it always has an idea how it is treated. And so if you mistreat money, you get to struggle with money. Can I begin by giving this analogy? Money is like a lady. You know how ladies respond to treatment. Talking about in relationships. Most of my listeners who are married women, you will understand what I mean. In the course of your singlehood, or your spinsterhood, there was a time when you had suitors who were asking your hand in marriage. They came in all shades, colors, heights, and what have you. But guess what? While you had friends, and then those who were trying to propose to you, you could tell by the way each of them treated you who could be the one. Forget material possessions at that time. You just knew that the best amongst them is the one who always speaks well of you, brings out the best in you, projects your best value. Every time you are around that one, you feel your best, and you feel like you can realize your potentials. That man always draws and stretches you to your limit in terms of being the best you can. All right? And you must have had someone else who was different. Some of them maybe abusive, didn't see anything in you, can't even say anything good to encourage you and all that. What do you do at that time? Irrespective of the fact that the one who is talking you down and diminishing your value is maybe wealthy and much more well-to-do than the other, who tries to prop you up, help you to be your best and display the best qualities and attributes that you have. You know that your value is enhanced when you are with that person. What happens? You are more comfortable to accept the hand of that one who is always bringing your value to the fore. You will naturally tilt to that one. Forget the money and all that, because you don't see the best of you when you are with this person who is wealthier. And so the ultimate choice of who to marry is that one who brings out the best value in you. That's how money behaves. That's what I'm trying to get. Women who are now married, you understand what I mean. That's the exact thing that happens. No matter how wealthy the other person is, you don't seem secure with that one, because they don't seem to bring the best in you and your value is not enhanced. But the one who always tries to push you, help you to be your best, prepare your CV at times, push you to go look for that job, push you to get that qualification, that certification. That's the one you naturally will settle for. Okay? That's how money behaves. Mistreat money, mismanage money, mess money up, go about blowing money left, right, and center because you came across it overnight. Money disappears. That's what happens to sportsmen and women, people in the movie industry, people in the music industry and all of that. They have the money, they misbehave with the money, they mistreat the money, they don't give value to the money, and so the money disappears. That money leaves the hand of those set of people and finds its way into the hand of those who are able to manage money, grow money, increase the value of money, make it multiply, and in the process build wealth. That's the reason why you don't become wealthy by investing, in quote, in pyramid schemes, right? You don't become wealthy by gambling. You don't become wealthy by pursuing after lottery winnings. None of the men on the rich list of today, the richest men in the world, none of them are involved in all of these temporary means of hitting money. That's what we call it. When you hit, so much money comes at once. Because they don't know the process by which that money is built, the speed with which it comes is the same speed it disappears. That's why we are building a community of financially intelligent men and women, boys and girls across the world who know how to treat money, grow money, give it the value it deserves, and then money keeps coming to them. So when those people who run into overnight wealth, in Nigeria, sometimes we call it money misroad, right? Some politicians are like that. One moment they're in office, 4 years of all sorts of useless expenses. The moment they are out of office, they are in penury. That's because they know not the process by which they got that money. So they do not have the capacity to continue to recreate that wealth that came their way. But that's completely different for everyone here, because we are going through the process, we are growing this money, and the money will respond. So when they earn those monies that they don't know how to create, they spend it anyhow they like. Money walks away from them and tilts towards those who know how to create wealth. So if you take the whole wealth of the world now, redistribute it onto every people, we are over 7 billion people in the world, equally share amongst everybody, and give it 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, what will happen? The whole of that money redistributed equally will find their way into the pockets again of those who know how to treat money right. I hope this makes sense. If it does, type sense and let me see. Sense. Just type sense, 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 sense. Interestingly, we are on all of our platforms as usual, and hopefully we'll get very good responses and quality time together. What a way to start today's live stream. So we're not just here every day talking about how stock is moving and not. We are learning live lessons that will help us forever. And whatever you learn, please engage your children. Get them involved early enough. This morning I was chatting with a very close relative who was going to invest for her 2 sons. And you will be amazed what they will become. I won't say much. So don't do this alone, because you need your children to know the process so they don't mismanage it in your absence. I am assuring you, you will live so long, because I found out that the richest people live very long. Peter Lynch is still alive. Warren Buffett is still alive. They've been creating money over decades from the stock market. That's because money answers all things. It's in your Bible if you are a Christian. And it sorts all the problems that kills others for you. So you don't have to die because of the lack of funds to do anything. It is money scarcity that is behind so much of the stroke, high blood pressure issues that older people are having. If you plan your future very well, you will never suffer any of those. And if for any reason you encounter any of those, you are surely going to be able to fund your medical treatment. That's what we're all about. Planning for the future, a happier and a longer life, right? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we go on to activities review of what happened last week. But before then, please be informed that the stock market is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Therefore, please do not come in with a gambler's mentality. We are not doing any form of pyramid scheme here. We are intelligently engaging our minds and using the resources before us to share knowledge, analyze, and invest accordingly. It's a do-it-yourself club. No one is coming to ask you for money. Let me also introduce my co-hosts and moderators for today. We have Maobi, Benita, Luke, and Gratitude Boss. They will be responding to all of your questions on the comment section that I may miss, and then along the line, they may be joining me to entertain your questions during the call sessions. Ladies and gentlemen, on to equities activities as far as last week was concerned. Losses in the stock market were reversed by Thursday, recording 279 billion gains for investors, coming after 4 consecutive losses experienced. Uptrend was driven by bargain hunting and renewed investors' interest in stocks like Mercure Industries, Wando, McNichols, Charms, Legend Internet, and 29 others. Right? Okay. Very quickly, I'll take some of your comments. Thank you very much, everyone on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter and Facebook. Appreciate your presence and all your engagements. Hopefully, we do as we normally do, like, share, and make as many screen activities as possible. Comment so that we can get more people to join us in this interesting journey of life. There are so many things to achieve. Let me also inform us regarding what to expect in the US market. I got a hint of some interesting news about cannabis stocks. I don't know if you know about cannabis. They are medical stocks actually, even though they are not meant to, they are actually banned products, but when it comes to health situations, cannabis is a very important health plant. So it is regulated and there are companies who process them for medical practice. So for medication, for preparation of drugs and all that. All right. So the cannabis sector is going to be experiencing some great ride even today as we speak. Okay. So I'll give you updates on that as well. For equities performances, we had Zenith Bank transacting 45.5 million shares worth 3.14 billion, and Unity Bank sold 4 million shares valued at 12.7 billion. Let's be informed that that Unity Bank transaction was a block transaction. It wasn't done on the floor. We are waiting to see whether Unity Bank is still being traded, especially in the course of trading today. All right. So back to the news about cannabis, and I want you to take note of this. Some cannabis stocks will be rallying today. I just tried to check with my cannabis watch list. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stocks listed on my cannabis watch list, and they are, if you like, SNDL, CRON, ACB, TLRY, and CGC. these cannabis stocks are expected to jump for the obvious reason that Donald Trump has a policy that favors that industry. Are you with me? All right. So on to your comments straight away so that we can enjoy our time today. Once again, thank you very much for joining, ladies and gentlemen. And yet here says, good afternoon, coach. Please, what's happening with Fidelity? The price has dropped to 19. I was even shocked. I expressed that shock this morning on the group when I realized that it even dropped to 18 last week on Friday before perhaps the market closed, practically closed at 18. Let's see what is going on with Fidelity at the moment. Currently 19 naira 80 kobo, but there are 18 million bids versus 3 million offers. So the bids are very much more than the offers. Just like we saw with Wema Bank dropping to 17 last week. Currently still 17 naira 70 kobo. We're watching to see. In Wema's case, you have so many supplies up till now. Perhaps that's why it hasn't picked up at all. Even if it closed at 18 last week, it's down to 17, in fact 1765. That's because just 3 million bids, whereas there are 11 million offers. So this may take a bit longer, but all I see is some bargain opportunities which cannot be let go. You know, I eventually asked a rhetorical question on the group and said, is it that November, December is here already? Because that's the time we'll see some surprising dips that we can eventually take advantage of. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, keep your comments coming in. Good day, coach. I have 2 million and I'm looking for a good stock to buy at present. Dio Mathoni, 2 million naira. That will serve you very well in Zenith and let's say maybe USCL. Or you take a deep dive into Aradel with everything that you have there. And then I have a question from Otojimi Tolulope. Says, what's the best entry price for Charms today? Let's go straight to Charms and see what the charts are saying. Okay. On Friday, Charms closed at 3.50 kobo. Currently, Charms is trading at 340. Beg your pardon. Charms closed on Friday at 3.40 kobo. Now it's 3.50 kobo. We have 4.7 million bids versus 6.4 million offers. So the offers are more than the bids, but the stock is refusing to bend. Remember, Charms' rights issue came to a close on Friday. So processing will be going on. May take 1, 2, 3 months before all is sorted. And then usually what happens is they will announce the outcome of the rights issue. So we'll be waiting to see feedback on that because the market needs to be informed how the subscription went. How many percent of the entire subscription was taken? If it is undersubscribed, by how many percent? If oversubscribed, by how many percent? And then allotment will be done. Then you will see your Charms rights that you bought at 1.70 kobo reflect in your account. By the way, should that take up to January, then maybe Charms should be heading for 5 naira by then, while your 1.70 kobo rights is landing in your account. Interesting stuff, isn't it? Hello, coach. What's your advice on Sterling Financial? Okay, Sterling. The public offer particularly looks okay at 7. Maybe you want to go in at 7, but on the floor of the stock exchange, it's not that low. It's selling a bit higher, 7.50 kobo on the floor, and I don't see that changing or going lower until that offer is finished. In fact, 14 million bids at 7.40 kobo. 7.50 kobo currently versus 6.5 million bids. Offers in the market. So you see a situation where it is seriously being chased after in the market while the public offer is at 7. So it's more attractive to go for the public offer and then have a little bit of patience. You will need to be patient enough to take full advantage of what Chams eventually has to offer. All right, good morning, coach. Please, can you mention the cannabis stock once more? I will mention if you are ready, everyone. I said the Donald Trump government is doing something favorable to cannabis stocks, and there is an update which I am sharing to state that these cannabis stocks will jump as a result. Cannabis stocks have been on my watch list from the very moment I started investing in the US market since 2018 or 17 or thereabouts. Okay, so the following are the cannabis stocks on my watch list, and all of them are pennies. If you check their history, they used to sell very high. Along the line, they faced some challenges, and here we are today. They may just give some traders some quick profits. Not what you will bank too much on, but watch and see how they jump. SNDL, ticker symbols. I'm going to mention only ticker symbols so we can go ahead. SNDL, CRON, Kronos, CRON, ACB, Aurora Cannabis, ACB. There was a time, just like we had the electronic vehicle hype. Currently we have, that was when a stock like NEO jumped from 14 and 9. Those were the two prices I think I bought NEO many years back. And it jumped to 40 something and got to 60 something dollars per share. Now that same NEO is still lingering around 7 as we speak. So another cycle is about to begin. That's why some of us have taken NEO as one of the penny stocks we'll just be holding for the long term. They produce fantastic electronic vehicles in China. It's a Chinese company giving Tesla a run for their money in China. You know, Tesla also produces in China, but NEO produces cheaper vehicles that are still as efficient. All right. So NEO is also distributing outside China. They are exporting their products. I think they should be in the US as well. So that's it. There was a time when electric vehicles were seriously hyped. Now we have the AI hype. So all sorts of AI stocks are jumping left, right, and center. Very soon, the empty ones will come down and struggle. But for now, everybody seems to be buying the hype. There was also the cannabis hype. That was when I first got my watch list. So Aurora Cannabis is one, ACB, then TLRY, TLRY. And then there's also CGC, Canopy Growth, CGC. And then the last one, GTBIF. Take a look at what prices they are now. In fact, let me mention the price alongside. Then watch what happens at the end of today's trading. The US market is not open yet. In the next 2 hours plus is when the market will open. SNDL closed at $2.33 on Friday. CRON closed at $2.63 on Friday. ACB closed at $4.86 on Friday. TLRY closed at $1.15 on Friday. CGC closed at $1.34 on Friday. GTBIF closed at $7.27. So that's the watch list for cannabis. And we watch how it goes. Later on in pre-market, we'll check to see. I'm just looking straight at my watch list, and so I can't really tell what's happening in pre-market now. But the news and the updates, I am receiving alerts for points to the fact that cannabis is about to do some jump. All right, enough of that. Good morning, coach. Please, what's happening with Aradel? It's at 560 on my portfolio, but trading higher now. Wellness and skin. Are you using an app? That could be the problem, because Aradel is unrelenting. They just need 100,000 shares transaction once for the price to change. Since that has not happened, and I'm sure it's deliberate, RDL continues to trade higher intraday and closes at 560 naira after trading. 1.5 million shares have already been traded. To tell you how much interest is in that stock, 907 million naira spent in the process, so nearly 1 billion after 2 hours 30 minutes of trading today. I will always say, if you think you have money, come to the stock market, you will be humbled, right? So even if it closed 560 naira on Friday, it's currently 595 naira today, inching again towards the 600 mark. I told you all of this will happen. After it touched 599 and got pushed back, it is gathering momentum again to blow past 600 for the first time. Just 1 naira left for it to get to 600, and it couldn't get to that 600 then. We see what happens now. And there was news that one majority shareholder had sold the bulk of his stocks. That's what I was talking about, that there was a constant seller of RDL, a bulk seller that wasn't done. So RDL got stagnated where it was. But now we are seeing it trade higher intraday and then close, and it's deliberate. There's no way you will trade 1.5 million shares and the price will not change. That means there is a calculated purchase going on of RDL to ensure that they don't do one block 100,000 shares that would have changed the price since last week, even when it got to 599. But they carefully avoided shooting the price higher, because if they are not done buying, why are they going to force the price to be higher? So what they do, buy pieces less than 100,000, less than 100,000, less than 100,000 along the line, keep accumulating. Even if it keeps going up to 595 and so on, no problem. They'll just keep buying like that. At the close of trading, it goes back to 560. That's what's happening with RDL. So this is a bomb waiting to explode right now. Okay, what's the update with Fidelity, sir? I've mentioned that. Nothing other than market reactions. I will go on to the NGX site to see corporate disclosures. I showed you that on screen last week on YouTube. For YouTubers, that's what you get to enjoy following this live stream. Okay. Good day, coach. Happy blessed new week. Ima Ocho, thank you very much. Nkem Agbaye, appreciate you. 62 Samadi, thank you very much. Ifi Nonyem, Elizabeth Ilori, and Odejimi Tolulope, thank you very much. All my YouTube family, I hope you are all doing great. Let's see what your comments are. Elizabeth Ilori, appreciate you a lot. Thank you very much. I see the sense. You have typed all over the place. Thank you very much. Recreational items. Coach, Robloxian, I can't understand what you wrote here. Coach, do now expect RDL to now hit the ground running as ACA had exited. Okay, exactly the point I'm making. Not yet, because I'm seeing there is still some serious accumulation under the radar, trying to sneak enough RDL into their portfolio. I don't know who that is. So the buying continues, but in a very, very systematic way as to not blow the price up. Good day, coach. Nascon versus Dangote Sugar. Basirat Abdullahi. Both are actually in the Dangote group. Actually, currently Nascon is a more valuable stock, but the Dangote group itself rates Dangote Sugar higher. We later got to know why when the Ghanaian Dangote Sugar refinery was commissioned this year. So it's a tight call. I think if you want to go for either of them, Dangote Sugar presents a bigger potential for capital gains in the future. But present reality is that Nascon is making a whole lot of much more. than Dangote Sugar. So Dangote Sugar is doing catch up, and should that merger pick up again, Dangote Sugar is actually rated higher. So the more Dangote Sugar you buy, the better than the more NASCON. But guess what? NASCON is a big business with proofs on the ground in terms of the kind of money they are making. That's why it has failed to drop below 90 naira. So where NASCON should be heading to is 110, 120 very soon. Watch this space. Unless November, December sales happens and it responds positively accordingly. All right? Okay. Mimi, you are not too late. Never mind. Better late than never. And I see you there, Rahab Abdul. You said huge sense. Thank you very much. Good day, coach. Is ICO insurance sell off or hold? ICO insurance, depending on how much you bought, right? Currently 3 naira 70, but I told you it will be difficult for ICO to sustain that 4 naira price. So it's suffering now. Maybe it will take some time. It could bounce back up, but for now, I think ICO holders have become a bit weary of continually holding on to that stock. For obvious reasons, some people actually put in short-term funds and they are happy to take it out. Okay? Good afternoon, coach. Please, which stock would you advise me to invest in that has good prospects? I have 300,000. Sixtos. 300,000. Why is nobody still thinking about TIP? Let's see what's happening with TIP. 12 naira 90 kobo at the moment. Not a bad call. 1.9 million bids versus 2 million offers. So the offers are quite more than the bids. And so it's understandable. Even if it closed at 13.22 on Friday. Okay? But I think you can go for 300,000. Let's see. I don't want to appear to just be talking champs. Maybe you should go for Zenith Bank or Access Bank. Pick one of those and go for it. The surest one to go for is Zenith. Otherwise, maybe you want to go for a cheaper stock. Then you look the way of UPDC REIT. Let's see how much UPDC REIT is. All right, 7 naira 30 kobo up from 7.15. Okay. Keep the comments coming in. There's a lot already I have to deal with. Great new day, coach. If I buy so many IDF shares now, will I still be qualified for next month's dividend? David Eboma, yes, you will. Absolutely. Let's not forget, next month is just 2 days away. After tomorrow, we are in October, last quarter. A lot of activities will be going on. We watch and see how we turn it in our favor, right? Even Eleganza founder is still alive. Niger Uplift, thank you very much for that update. Mimi says, okay, responded to that. Good day, coach. Please, any news on tip rights issue? No information. I think they've gotten approval. We'll just wait and see when the paperwork is out. We will all hear. Abasiama, Umo. All right? You will get the update. Never mind. Good afternoon, coach. Does it mean TIP has low potentials? Victor Enoge. TIP is a fantastic stock. If you want to buy. Sometimes I just get tired of repeating myself, just like I said about champs. And so you don't want to look like a monkey hunter, right? That's what they call people who are trying to market a stock, maybe because they have interest in that stock and they want interest driven towards it, and so that they can now sell off, far from it. So sometimes I get to have that feeling in order not to appear like a monkey hunter. You're monkey hunting a stock because you have a lot of it and you want interest to go there. There is a solid integrity behind what we do here. And so a lot of times we try to exercise caution and stay as neutral as possible in analyzing stocks. I've been here before and told you about a stock that is about to move and started moving several times. You are all here, you are witnesses. I will come out and say, I still haven't bought this stock, and it's jumping like that. TIP was one of them. I bought TIP later than a lot of you who bought when I started mentioning at 1 naira 85 kobo, 1 naira 90 kobo, 2 naira, and so on. I didn't buy TIP at 2 naira. My average entry price for TIP, let me shock you, despite the fact I saw TIP and kept shouting. I think I bought TIP at 3 something, yes. My first set of TIP was at 3 something, then I averaged up because I kept waiting for it to pull back, it will refuse. I kept waiting for it to pull back, it refuses. So by the time I eventually loaded more TIP, I was averaging up. And my average entry price is $7.99. I'm looking at my statement now. My valuation summary is showing me that my average entry price for TIP is 7.99 kobo. A stock I personally started talking about at 1 naira 85 kobo. So I bought a little, and then when it galloped to 5 and 4, I was now thinking, all right, it will pull back a little bit so I can take good position. But before my very eyes, it kept jumping and jumping and jumping. So by the time I now took more, I had averaged up so much. It's 7.99. There are so many stocks like that. Some of you would have heard me say, even Ella Lakes, it was at 3 naira 50 kobo, and I was saying, Ella Lakes has great prospects. We just need time. And what the management does, we were all seated here. Ella Lakes kept going from 350 to 4, 5, 6, 7, pull back to 5, go back to 7, 8, 9, pull back to 5, then to 7, then until Ella Lakes touched 20 or so, or 19, before the current pulled back to 12, where it is right now. So many of them like that. Why? Integrity to be neutral as the news comes, whether you have investable funds or not, because can I tell you, it's not every time there's money. For people like us, we don't have money lying left, right, and center. We rather throw it somewhere, waiting for it to come out in multiplied forms, even if it's for short term. I told you, your portfolio, depending on your age, should be shared or divided into the ratio of, let's say, 70-30. 70 long term that gives you dividend and capital growth for long term that you don't sell, and 30% for any opportunity you see in the market. So there are times when everything is locked in, no extra cash standing by, until maybe dividend cash flow comes in, especially during April, May, when there's a whole lot of dividends flowing in. Or you make a sale from one of your short-term trade stocks and then use it to capitalize on another opportunity. So during those times when there's no cash, I won't now come and say, well, there's an opportunity, but because I don't have cash, I will not share. No, that's not the essence of this group. Can I tell you, I've always said it here, that this whole community is a result of a divine instruction. Some of you will be shocked, and I will show you somebody on all platforms. If you're on TikTok, if you're on Instagram, if you're on YouTube, check for 1 Corinthians 10, verse 24. That's where the divine mandate came from. So we are not just guessing here. So if you come and you are surprised, this thing is free, how is it going? Why? That's it. Somebody quote that scripture for me. I want to show you something. This is not a religious meeting, but this is where the whole idea finally came. That's why it appears free. If you are there, just copy and paste and let me read it to somebody. So that you understand why it is free. Oseni Hendricks, thank you very much. Let no one seek his own good, but rather the good of others. That's one translation. No one should seek their own good, but the good of others. That's another translation. Okuna Raphael, it is your translation I'm looking at. Let no man seek his own, but every man another's wealth. Ayobami says, don't be concerned for your own good, but for the good of others. Can you see that? No one should seek their own good, but the good of others. Then the version Okuna Raphael gave us says, let no man seek his own, but every man another's wealth. This is Net Worth Investors Club, helping everyone else to build their wealth. It's a do-it-yourself club. Your wealth is being built, and we help you with all the information there is to do it, so you don't suffer what others suffer. And like I said the other day, I am in your life to help you walk away from situations you don't like. And such situations comes in several ways. Some people are abused in their workplace. Some people will take all sorts of nonsense just because they need to work somewhere that they are degraded and provide for their families. All sorts. Money should not make you a victim. You shouldn't be a victim of poverty. That's why we're here. That's why if you come to Net Worth Investors Club, everybody's willing to help. You ask one question, they supply you answers even before I arrive. People are just helping each other. That's where it's coming from. Right? Joshua, it's not verse 25, it's verse 24. So you understand what we're doing here now. Selfless service to humanity, grow more millionaires, build their wealth along the line. So I can't now see an opportunity and not share because, I don't have the money to capitalize. Or let me first buy. When I finish buying, then I will announce. It doesn't make sense. If I go that way, the whole thing will flop. It won't take time before it flops because the instruction has been disobeyed. But if the instruction is stuck to, whether you have money to take advantage or not, then this thing will flourish and more people will be financially free. You get the point now. Thank you very much. You guys are really, really attentive. Sir, can you give example of short-term stocks and long-term stocks? Musa Abdullahi. Long-term stocks for me, because it's relative. Some people don't have the time because maybe the money is not theirs. But the way it works for me is I have stocks like GT Bank, Zenith Bank, UBA, Dangote Cement, Dangote Sugar, Aradel. Those big companies that pays dividend twice, NIDF that pays dividend 4 times, those are my long-term stocks and I entered at various times. NASCON, NACO, they make up my long-term stocks that I don't sell. And for obvious reasons, they are my dividend cash cows. They keep giving me dividend regularly while also growing capital gains and therefore increasing my portfolio. I don't have to work as far as the money they bring is concerned. I don't work for that money. The people employed in those companies to produce are those people that are doing the work, and the management supervises to report to us via the annual reports or quarterly reports, and then they share dividends to us from the profit after tax that they have made. So if you have Aradel, you have oil company workers working for you. That's the meaning. Please understand this. I've said it some time ago here, that if you go into the bank, your bank, and maybe you even have stocks in that bank, and they are treating you anyhow, you know how customer care can behave sometimes. They don't know that they are actually employees indirectly of you. They are your employees indirectly because it's the work they are doing that brings the money that they distribute to shareholders like you as dividends. So it helps your mentality to relax and know that you don't have to have businesses like every other person. Try and be flexible. All right? Hi, coach. Would you consider owning between 1,000 and 7,000 units of stocks to be small amount? Never ever. David Afon, can I tell you, 27 years ago, I had only 4,000 naira. I jumped in and bought stock for the first time. Quantity of stock doesn't matter, quality is what matters. And whatever you have is good to start with, because it will give you that, you know why money will never move me. I know how much I have been involved in as far as money is concerned. Beyond working in the bank and working in an oil company, I have done business and seen real money under my watch as MD of a company. But I don't get moved. You know why? Because I have started early, I developed the discipline that there's no need to steal money that is not yours. You know the process of growing money. So what's your problem? That's what happens. So no matter how small the number of stocks you are able to buy per time, you don't know what you are learning. You are learning both the discipline of starting small, and you are also learning the process. So it's not everybody that falls for the temptation of stealing. Forget what people say. People lack values. That's why. Warren Buffett said something. He said, honesty is a very expensive gift. Don't expect it from cheap people. And that's the truth. Right? So that's it. Okay. God bless you, coach. You are indeed selfless. Ray Hobart, thank you very much. RDL has been cleared. Over 2 million bids versus 200,000 offers. Interesting. Please, coach, have 2 million to invest in NIDF, or would you rather invest it in Jais or Champs? Charles Brain. Depends on what you want. Actually, if you are planning for retirement, maybe this is what to do. Invest that 2 million NIDF. NIDF will now be paying quarterly dividends that you can now use to go and keep buying up these other two you mentioned, because they are penny stocks and will always be affordable. Talking about Jais and Champs. 2 million naira invested in NIDF will fetch you something close to 20,000 shares at 113 naira per share. Let's see. 2 million NIDF at 113 naira will fetch you 17,500. So 17,500 NIDF is capable of fetching you 80-something thousand every 3 months. That 80-something thousand you can use to now be picking up Jais and Champs every 3 months. Apart from fresh funds that you may come across to continue to pursue your desire to get Champs and Jais. That's my simple advice, so that you have that dividend cash cow. And then I was also going to point out something. I was speaking to one of us over the weekend, and we're comparing NIDF with the other fund that just got listed on the NGX. That one run by United Capital, right? Or is it Coronation? Hold on, let me check. CNIF, I think it's Coronation. CNIF, yes. So CNIF, which is Coronation Infrastructure Fund, it sounds like NIDF, Nigeria Infrastructure Debt Fund, but they are actually different, because the person I was speaking with discovered in one of their documents that it has a tenure of 10 years. CNIF, and this is very important for our education. I think this will make up today's educational session. CNIF, just like NIDF, is a fund. They gather money and then invest in infrastructure and what have you, right? And then the profits they make is what they give back to shareholders as dividends. But you know what? Some funds are closed-ended while others are open-ended. CNIF is a closed-ended fund. That's why it has a tenure of 10 years. Please get this and understand this very well. Currently, CNIF is in full bid, 81,000 shares bidded for, no offer. But the price has not changed, still 100 naira per share. Though there are about 30,000 bids at 100 naira 10 kobo. So what's happening with, why is CNIF closed-ended? Because it has a tenure of 10 years. After 10 years of its existence, remember the fund just got listed. So 10 years from now is 2036, yes? By 2036, the tenure of CNIF comes to a close. What then happens is the entire infrastructure they have been investing in, from which they've been sharing dividends, will be sold off. And then based on asset value, they will redistribute whatever has been sold off to shareholders. Do you understand that now? And that will be the end of that fund. I've explained already what NIDF does, similar to CNIF. You know, they invest in real estate, invest in power, infrastructure, invest in road infrastructure like toll gates, which they collect toll, and all sorts of investments that they do on infrastructure, solar infrastructure, even masts, you know, telecom masts. NIDF invests in telecom masts as well. So all of this infrastructure brings in money that they share as dividends quarterly. That's what NIDF does. I've not confirmed how often CNIF shares their dividends. So that's the way it works. Funds are like that. But CNIF, like I said, is a closed-ended fund, 10-year tenure. That's what happens at the end of the tenure. But it is listed on the stock exchange, meaning you can actually offload whatever you have, sell the stock that you have, because it's listed as a stock tradable on the stock exchange, just like NIDF. So you don't have to wait till the 10 years, but you have to know that at the expiration of 10 years, this is what happens. Then for NIDF, it's an open-ended fund. Do you get? There is no tenure. It doesn't elapse. It's forever. As long as you continue to hold the stock, you continue to get the dividend that they are paying. And as long as the infrastructure continues to improve, the investment keeps bringing more money, the dividend will continue to increase over time. That's what we have seen with NIDF. I've shared dividend history of NIDF with us. They started by paying 3 naira something, then it advanced to 4 naira something. Currently it's 5 naira something. It can just keep going. Okay? So we needed to know this. So just in case you find yourself in a place where it is being discussed, you are more informed and have a better idea how it works. I hope this is clear. If it is, please type clear, clear, clear. I want to be sure that everyone is hearing me on all platforms as I go through to check. Clear, clear, clear. So if you are investing in NIDF or CNIF, you have a good idea what you are getting involved in, and so on and so forth. Please, coach, okay, I've responded to that. Please, coach, UBA, First Bank, or Fidelity, which would you recommend stack up for with 150K? If you already have all of them, maybe, just maybe, it has to be between Fidelity and First Bank. You make a decision from there. Akudo Onyido, thank you very much. That's it. So a lot of us have quoted that particular passage, and you now understand. Seek the welfare of others before even yourself. Try help people with the knowledge that you have. Let their wealth also grow, so that, because you know there is always something distracting you from growing wealth. That's the nature of the world that we live in. All sorts of distractions. I did that video about, I don't know how many of you have seen it, the video about Okocha, when he was discussing financial wisdom. There are many Nigerian ex-footballers nowhere to be found. Ex-movie stars who were earning the best, nowhere to be found. Ex-music stars who were collecting all the money in the world, nowhere to be found because of mismanagement. So poverty has no respect for you if you have no respect for money. Wow. I don't know where that came from. I've never heard it before, but I think it's making sense as well. Poverty has no respect for you if you have no respect for money. Interesting stuff. In the next 4 minutes, we'll be up and running with the phone calls from TikTok. Permutation says, Coach, what about MRS? MRS is going to do very well. I think they have just entered the best years of their existence with this their arrangement with Dangote Refinery, and now having moved from the NGX to the NASD. If you have your way, find a way to get MRS. The best days are here. That's it. So what's going on with Fidelity Bank? Stocks dropped 11%. I've mentioned we're still watching. We're just onlookers watching to see. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go on to, I'll share my screen now. We go on to see only those who are on what you call YouTube will be able to see this right now. My screen is showing, I'm going to share the screen so you can see. Okay, picture has gone off on YouTube. Okay, I was going to share my screen regarding corporate disclosures. Okay, let's see what information there is on the NGX for us. And in the next 2 minutes, then we will take your calls. But then, let's go on. Hello, Coach. Good afternoon. Can you please talk about Union Homes REIT? You once mentioned that it looks like towing the path of SFS REIT. It seems to be ignored by the market now. What's your opinion? Chijoke, that's the way they behave. Those stocks in those companies always do that. So there is an update regarding VFD Group, talking about insider dealings, initial notification. Expose International is the name of the company, owned by a director, I guess, sold 2.5 million shares of VFD Group at 11 naira per share. All right, that deal took place 25th of this month. So corporate disclosure there in the sale of some shares of VFD Group. And then there's also notice of board meeting by Geregu Power. Geregu Power board will be meeting 10th of October. Amongst items they want to consider is the approval of the third quarter financial statement for the period ending 30th September. Okay, so there is a closed period for trading in the company shares, which will commence from 1st October, will continue until 24 hours after the third quarter unaudited financial statements is released on the floor of the exchange. No insider or their connected persons are permitted to deal in the security of the company during the closed period. I'd like to also explain to us that closed period during trading simply means that directors of the company and insiders are not to trade on the stocks because they are exposed to material information that could influence the price of the stock. You know, if they did very well and the report is showing very well, they could just rush to the market and start buying. One of the rules of the exchange is that a closed period is announced during which they are getting the updates and the information about these stocks. I mean, this company, how well it has done, but they can't go and sell until the information gets to the market. So everybody goes to buy in terms of making it a level playing ground for all. So these are part of the regulations in the market. So Chijoke, as far as I'm concerned, Union Homes REIT will just quietly climb. It's normal. That's the way that sector behaves. A lot of people didn't see SFS REIT coming, but there you go, right? Good day, coach. Is Okomu a good buy today? Wafidok. Okomu is always a very good stock first off. And the fact that not much is happening after their interim dividend declared means that we can only get them at the best possible price currently for what it's selling. That's why it's always around 9 something during intraday and then drops, rises back up to 1020. Currently 921. I think that's a good price to buy. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 p.m. is upon us when we now proceed to taking your calls from TikTok. You know how we do it? Keep the environment quiet as we proceed. Good day, coach. Is Stanbic IBTC a good buy? Misty Any. Actually, Stanbic is a very good buy. The problem now is the stock price is running away very fast. We saw how it struggled at 90 with GTCO until it eventually climbed up to 100 plus. But most recently, with their fantastic result, dividend declared, that result and dividend declaration, interim dividend for that matter, has fired the stock price up to 113 as we speak. On Friday, it closed at 107. Now it's 113.8. So it becomes even more expensive by the day. As far as how good it is, I can assure you it's a very good stock to own. Can we still buy Aradel today? Kosi. Of course you can. But Aradel is jumping without closing at the highest intraday price. 1.9 million bids, 265,000 offers. If you have up to 595 naira, you can buy it immediately. In fact, there are only 656 shares offered at 595. Everything else is above 600. So if the buyers become more desperate, we will see Aradel trading at 600 today. All right, good day, coach. How much is Zen trading today? Official Mobos. I'll check. It should be doing around 68.70. Zenith 69 naira 80 kobo. All right. Currently 69 naira 80 kobo. If you like, I give you bid and offer status. 2.6 million bids, 8 million offers. Good day, coach. What do you think about of CGT effect on equity? Just might pull down the market. What's CGT? Please could you clarify? Coach, Atlas has not responded to me on my account opening. Sorry about that. When they are faced with hitches on CSCS, it becomes difficult. Okay, and then during this time also, Atlas is in a very tight corner trying to process the rights issue of champs. Hello, coach. Good afternoon. Can you please talk about? Okay, I've mentioned Union Homes rate. Wow, Maples Ankara Place, thank you very much. I see your own version looks very, very interesting. Let each one keep seeking not his own advantage, but that of the other person. That's what we are made of in this community, right? That's why you can ask a question and everybody else is just in a hurry to help you with the response. Good day, coach. Please, can I sell off my Honeywell shares and invest the proceeds in another stock? Absolutely, why not? You are the CEO of your portfolio. I'm sure you must have made good money because Honeywell was a single digit stock, penny stock, until it climbed to 22. So if you have waited and waited and no news is coming forth, you can move on. Good day, coach. Please, I opened my Atlas portfolio last week, Friday, and I'm yet to get an email confirmation for my application. Imole, last week, Friday, give it 72 working hours. So do not count the weekends. And you submitted on Friday means wait till Wednesday, check your spam mailbox as well. Good day, coach. Lord bless you. I don't know you mightily in Jesus' name. Amen. Akudo Yido, thank you very much. God bless you too. Coach, is Sterling Bank a good buy? Sterling Sterling, as long as the offer is on in the market at 7 naira per share, will not sell anything less than the 740 or 750 that it will continue to get listed. Currently 7 naira 50 kobo. It will hardly be cheaper than the market price. In fact, there are 14.5 million bids versus 6 million offers. Yamek says, good day coach, is it good to sell USN at the moment because it keeps going down? Don't do what you will eventually regret. With all the prospects there, let's not be in too much of a hurry. USN is no longer going down. Remember that USN used to be on full offer after the initial pullback that saw it drop from 100 naira plus. So it's found settlement around 66, 67. Do not sell your USN. A lot of times, too much of looking at the screen is also a problem because you'll just be tempted, oh, this one is moving, that one is moving, your own is not moving. No, they can't move all move at the same time. Right? As far as I'm concerned, USN is a bargain buy at the price it is because eventually when that deal is done with Chi Limited and it is added to their books, then you will see how explosive that is with the stock price. You are in a marathon, not a sprint. So chill and relax. When you are tempted to sell it to go somewhere else, go close your eyes to it. Look for fresh funds to go and buy whatever you want to buy again. Unless you are seriously under financial stress that you really need the money to sort out the problem, then of course that's why we invest. So nobody hears your voice. You don't also happen to or appear to lose any physical asset. You know, one thing with real estate is when you sell that asset, or even if it's not real estate, your car, you have a problem, you can't fall back on anything. You now sell your car, then suddenly you don't have a car. You know the shame it brings, and you start explaining, what happened to your car? That's when you know that people care for you because they want to hear bad news. Oh, what happened to your car? We've not seen you in your car. Oh, I saw you at Beja bus stop in Lagos or Beja Bridge in Abuja. What happened? What happened to your car? They are not asking for your welfare. They want to mock, they are mocking you. So in this case, they don't know what you have. You know, you've been building in secret. You know, when you build in secret, even witches don't know what to attack. Because witches are human agents. What they don't see, they can't attack. So when you invest in stocks, they need to, for instance, you have UBA, they need to go and burn down all the UBA bank branches nationwide before it will affect you negatively. That's the wisdom that we're applying here. They need to go offshore, locate Aradel pipeline, blow it up, scatter every investment they've done, go and destroy their modular refinery, go and destroy the gas facility that they just jointly bought from Shell, destroy everything that Aradel has, then they would have affected your Aradel shares negatively. But as long as they can't do that, they can't touch you. Do you get the wisdom now? Lines are open. Let's take your calls. Diomatoni is our first caller. Please keep your environment quiet. Charles Brain, Aradel is not 560. Says, Coach, how can I bid for Aradel? It's currently 560, or should I just buy at market price? You are looking at an app that is giving you wrong information. Delayed data transmission or no real-time data transmission. Ladies and gentlemen, Aradel 608 naira per share. As we speak this very moment, somebody just decided, look, you know what? I'm tired of waiting. 608. 608 naira. Decided, look, you know what? I'm tired of waiting. 608. 608 naira. Decided, look, you know what? I'm tired of waiting. 608. 608. Please. Okay. Call has already dropped. The lines are open, ladies and gentlemen. Keep coming. You Beauty. And then if Maobi is in the house, please come on board.
Me sunan shi ba ma decrease urine output ba ne bloody urine.
Okay, we have our sister there. Hello, good afternoon. Are you there or is it an error? Okay, I think it's an error. Misty Annie is our next caller. Misty Annie, are you there?
Yes. Good day, coach.
Very good afternoon to you. Please tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
Okay, my name is Princess. I'm streaming from Delta State, Warri.
Princess, we are glad to have you all the way from Delta State. Please go ahead.
Okay, and so I just started following you a couple of, I think last month, yes, last month, and I'm a beginner. It's just that I'd already gotten some stocks already before getting to know about your coaching. So I have a lot of stocks that I bought. I think I did over diversification. Let me say I have. So I bought small different stocks with small amount of money. So it's like frustrating because even when you see growth, it's not much. So and then most of them currently they are red. So I don't know what to do. Like I don't know how to go about it. I have mutual benefits. I have they were even more than that. I've sold some I had to sell lesser as in I had to sell even when I'm at loss just to retrieve some of my money back so that I can put it into one or two to three stocks. So I just want you to advise me on what to do because I have a lot of them. Like currently I think I have like nine stocks and they are mostly on red. I have UBA, I have Zenith, I have mutual benefits. I have um, Wando. I have yeah, these are the ones I remember. So yeah.
I guess you bought those stocks based on all the social media posts. How did you decide on the ones you bought that you have?
Okay, it's from watching videos on YouTube and um, getting recommendations from what people that are already into it. The stocks they say are good, long term or short term, like that. So I just said, okay, you said this one is good. I get it like that. So that's how I got the ones I have.
Okay. Are you yet in Network Investors Club?
Sorry.
There's a lot of noise on your background.
Okay. Uh,
Something is cracking your phone. So there's so much.
okay. Is it clearer now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Okay. Have you joined Network Investors Club?
No, I've not.
You need to join so you can follow up and not pick up information randomly. And then you're going to, how many stocks are on your portfolio right now?
I would have to count them, but they are up to I think 10.
Okay, I do not want to ask the value of the portfolio for obvious reasons, but I think the fact you feel you are over diversified, then you must have over diversified. Can you run through those names again and let's know what, because you need to sell off some and focus on a few others that are stronger in terms of fundamentals and so. Mention those stocks again.
Okay, there's Boa Cement, there's GT Cool, there is Mutual Benefits, there's UBA, Zenith. I had Stanbic too, but I sold it already. Um, there's which one again? Uh, Owando, yes, there's Owando, and those are the ones I remember now.
Okay, basically, even if you are over diversified, it sounds like you have very good stocks there.
Okay,
That means you should not necessarily sell, but rather average up, top up.
okay,
So maybe the money is not much that you shouldn't have spread that much, but it's okay. Start topping up from now. Any fresh funds you get, reinvest in those existing stocks. Option two, you may want to reduce your exposure to banks by selling one of the banks and the mutual benefits stock. Use the money and top up on the rest.
okay. And then
Is
I
that
also
okay?
have Sunu Assurance
Full assurance
and
sell.
Prestige.
Mutual benefit assurance sell. Prestige assurance sell. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So send me a DM on Instagram requesting to join Network Investors Club. I'll forward the link to you so you can get regular update of what's happening in the market. Even if you don't participate in the discussions, you can learn a lot from what is being
Okay,
discussed. Thank you very much.
okay.
So
Thank
we
you, sir. I
don't
appreciate it. God bless you. Thank you very much, sir.
so that you don't go ahead and keep picking up random social media contents. That's what people do. They just copy and paste. Nobody is telling you, oh, it's too expensive to buy right now. It's been so so and so. They just flag things, and then if you are not careful, you buy junk. Good stocks, but maybe she must have bought them at the wrong time. Christ for life. Hello, are you there? Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir, coach.
Good afternoon. Please tell us your name and where you're streaming from. Could you speak a bit louder
Yeah,
as well?
yeah, my name is Christian. Yeah, I'm from Delta State.
Thank you for joining.
Hello. Yeah, are you hearing me?
Your voice is very low.
Okay. Wait, let me check if it is my piece.
Abundance Way says, Coach, is MRS still listed on the NGX? No, they are actually listed on NASD. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Are you
This
hearing
is
me now?
just go away from where they are talking. This is better. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. The problem I'm having is since I registered now, since over on the 1st of September, I have not yet received my sign-in details, any email from my email box or my spam.
Who
So
did you register with?
eh?
Who did you register with?
I register with this alias
Atlas.
Atlas,
Okay.
yeah, Atlas.
Have you checked your junk or spam mailbox
Yeah,
also?
I checked it. Nothing happened. Then last time, then I sent them a message. So through the workshop, so they told me that my BVM is the problem. Then I should send my BVM number through workshop. Then I send my BVM number through WhatsApp to them. But up till now, they have not rectified the problem. I'm still waiting for that same email from my phone, but I have not yet received anything.
Okay, what happens is at the moment and there's nothing they can do now. Just check while you were talking. They are not in this live stream today. Just keep following. Tomorrow, next tomorrow, whenever they are in, we will introduce them, okay? So that they can attend directly to you.
Okay.
Thank
Okay, no,
you.
okay, no problem. Thank you.
Meat fish is our next caller. Let's make it faster this time. Okay, that call did not connect. We'll go on to the next caller straight away. Charles Brain. Coach, please, what about NIDF? Desert water, I mean, Oando, desert water. Oando is actually trading sideways and could just turn anywhere right now from what I'm seeing. Yes, it would drop to 45 or even 44, then jump back up. But we'll watch to see what happens with it. For now, Wando is at, what do you call it now? Just a moment. Yes, Wando is at 44.85. Hello, Charles. Are you there?
Coach, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Where are you streaming from, Charles?
I'm currently in Ivory Coast, Abidjan to be precise.
Charles from Abidjan. Thank you for joining. How are you coping with the French language there? Do you have a translator?
No, I can speak French fluently now.
Oh, wow. Speak to me in French. Say something.
Écoute, ça va un peu?
Très
It means
bien.
how ça va bien, non? Okay. So, Coach, I'm looking. I want to buy
Let's not confuse our listeners.
yes, I want to buy MRS,
Okay?
but I've been looking
Yes.
for it on the. I'm not seeing it. The stock.
Oh,
Like, is it not listed?
is
Yeah.
has been delisted from the NGX. It's now on NASD.
Oh, okay. So, and some I want to ask something else. Is it because I'm a little bit confused if I should buy MRS or RRDL because I know MRS has potentials to grow.
Yes, MRS has potentials to grow. It's still listed on the NASD, but RRL is a bigger company with a bigger business. You know,
Yeah.
MRS is just all about petroleum marketing. We need to understand that while RRL is actually crude exploration and refining, plus they have the modular refinery.
So you're
10,000 modular refinery.
so right now is that I should just forget about the MRS and just go for RRDL, right?
Well, maybe you should just go ahead and buy the RRL, and then later on you look for MRS to buy because MRS is far cheaper. RRL is actually in the upward movement. I'm beginning to suspect that their third quarter result will be something else.
Because yesterday I saw MRS for like 140.
No, okay, MRS. Okay, yes,
Yes.
yes, that's been the price it's been selling for a while.
And again, I want to ask about this NIDF because I've not been buying stock and dividend paying stocks, so I want to diversify into NIDF. So I don't know how they calculate their dividends. Since you said they pay quarterly, right?
Yes, they pay quarterly. They pay 5 naira plus 5 naira 20 kobo or something like that.
Okay, quarterly. So this is a dividend paying. So I don't know how they do. So they will pay through my stockbroker, right? Then
Straight into your account.
they will pay straight into my account because I will buy through a stockbroker, right? So the stockbroker will pay direct into my account.
It is not the stockbroker that pays dividend. I think that question needs a proper response.
Because I've not been buying dividend paying stocks, so I don't know much about dividends.
Listen, Listen, when you register to open a stock brokerage account, one of the things they request from you is your bank details.
Yes.
Every time you buy a stock, your broker communicates with the registrars of the company. All listed companies have registrars professionally employed to keep the records of shareholders. So it is the registrars who make dividend distribution and bonus share distribution. So
Okay.
whenever dividend is paid, the registrars record your record of bank details and the number of stocks you have based on all the transactions you've done through your stockbroker, so that every time dividend is declared, the next thing you hear is the money is in your account.
Yes. I
So
heard
that's it.
I saw that there's one company, is it Corona or something, CNIF. I heard that it's listed in the market recently. So what is your take about it?
I've said enough about CNIF. I think you need to check the video again later. It's like NIDF, but it has 10-year tenor. You take time and listen to today's video after the live stream so we can
Okay.
take further calls. Is that okay?
It's okay, sir. Thank you very much, coach.
Thank you very much. UC Authentic. Next caller. Keep your comments coming in. Coach, I saw Fidelity at 1844.
Yeah, good afternoon, coach.
Good afternoon, sir. Please tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
Okay, my name is Uche. I'm streaming from Spain, Sevilla precisely.
Thank you very much, Uche, for joining from Sevilla. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, so that is it. Please, sir, just like there was about two caller that spoke about the registration, though I have wrote with you through Instagram. Okay, it's about the registration of the accounts from Atlas. So during about 1 month now, I have not been receiving messages from them. Tried to register about twice, and I've not gotten response from them. So I want to know because there's there's some fund that I have that I really want to go into, but I'm still waiting. Just want to do it through the Atlas. So since Atlas they are not responding, is there any other broker that you can advise, or should I just be waiting for Atlas?
On the NGX website, there is a list of stockbrokers.
Oh, yes.
If you like, you can pick from there. Otherwise, some of the popular brokers that we have, like United Capital is a broker. Chapel Hill Denham is a broker. Morgan Capital is a broker. Stanbic IBTC is a broker. Investment One is a broker. If I mention AfriInvest, some people will worry because of their bad experience, but AfriInvest is also a broker. So you can choose from any if you like.
You you know why I'm waiting for Atlas because within this platform, I noticed that this is what most of those who on the platform they are using. So I'm kind of convinced that I should go to the Atlas. So that's why I've been waiting for them. I truly don't
So what you
understand.
will do, today they are not in the house. Tomorrow, next tomorrow, anytime you hear during the live stream that Atlas is in the building, then I think you can come in and mention your matter. They will usually take your name, check through what the challenge is, give you feedback, and possibly sort it out quickly.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
On to the next caller. And we have Mr. Benjamin. Gastiroy says, good afternoon, coach. Please, is Qtix a good buy today? Qtix should be a good buy. Okay, so Aradel comes back down from 600 to 598. So it started knocking the doors. It started knocking the doors of 600. It has tested it a little. We will see how that pans out. For now, 1 billion naira worth of Aradel. Hello, good afternoon. Mr. Benjamin, are you there? I guess he called in error. We go on to Oluwafemi. Pascal Anya says, good afternoon, coach. Does Charms pay dividend? They've not paid dividend for a while, and they've declared that they'll be paying dividend for this financial year. So we wait to see. Hello, good afternoon. Oluwafemi, are you there? All right. The moment he started talking, even before I picked the call, you could just tell it's a stray call. Now there's a comment there or a question here from 2O Tattooed. Hi coach, which is a better buy between Aradel and UACN for 1 million naira? Aradel jumps back to 609. I'll be giving you bit by bit update as far as Aradel is concerned. Back to 609 after it touched it for the first time and came down. The waters are being tested. We'll see how it goes. 2 million bids versus 298,000 offers. Well. That's a tough call. Two of them not in the same industry, but I can tell UACN looks very appealing at this point with 1 million naira. Assuming you are going long term, Aradel may not fetch you, 1 million may not fetch you much at the price it's going for. Let's say you were lucky enough to buy at 590. Never mind, it's now 608, though that's all temporary for now. 1 million naira at 590 naira for Aradel can only fetch you about 1,694 Aradel. Prospects of doubling the money may not be too much, but that's just 1,659 naira and 94 naira for shares. And if you check it against the dividend annually, it will be like a long wait somehow, some way. Some stocks, with stocks actually, the more the merrier, right? So if you're not able to accumulate a lot with what you have, then the dividends will not make too much sense. For instance, the whole of the last financial year, Aradel paid a total dividend of 30 naira per share. They paid 8 naira interim and 22 naira final. So if you have 1,000 shares, for example, that's 30,000 naira for the full year. UACN actually paid far less. But where you are now at an advantage is the chance for capital gains. UACN may just be worth about 100 naira not too long from now. So you will see a quicker leap in terms of how your 1 million grows, irrespective of dividend gains. Dividend income. But you can't rule out Aradel from jumping to 800 eventually, because I think the 52 weeks high of Aradel is 800. Let's check, 800 and something. Then the 52 weeks low, Aradel sold even for less than 400 naira. Okay, 850 naira 10 kobo is the 52 weeks high of Aradel versus 401 naira 52 weeks low. That means when Aradel traded 390 something naira, it's already more than a year ago. I remember someone I told to buy Aradel, and she bought Aradel, not knowing what Aradel was, at 390 something. That's the lowest it has gone since it got listed last year. But now, the 52 weeks low we are seeing is 401, meaning when it traded 390 something, it's now more than a year ago. That's what it means. So Aradel is looking to plow its way back to around that 800 range. We don't know how long that takes. We are only going to be watching from the stands. Hi coach, can I use bamboo instead of Atlas because it's taking a lot of time? Sabi Young, the ball is in your court. I do not want to appear to talk down on any brand. So if you feel like using bamboo, feel free and go ahead. Coach, between SNDL and Tilray, which do you recommend I focus on for swing trading today? Oh. Now let me take a look. He's talking about the cannabis stocks that I shared that will pop today in the US markets. Cannabis. Some people will be wondering, cannabis? Is that not Igbo? Those things are actually pharmaceutical plants. So abroad, it's seriously regulated, okay? Because the pharmaceutical industry uses those plants to manufacture drugs. It is the abuse and misuse of those plants that every other society and government is against. But in a regulated environment where it is used for the benefit of mankind, of course, that's why God gave us those plants. They are actually solid businesses. All right. So he's talking about those two stocks now. Expression Views talking about SNDL. I want to check what is happening to those stocks in pre-market right now. I'll give you the price it closed on Friday and give you pre-market prices today, currently. The last 1 month, SNLD has lost 5%. Last 1 month, 5%. Okay, in pre-market, SNDL is actually gaining. It closed at $2.33 on Friday. It's currently $2.49, 6% gain pre-market at the moment. The other one is Tilray, TLRY. Tilray has lost 20% in the last 1 month, 8% in the last 5 days, and on Friday lost 3%. So perfect time to enter these stocks. On Friday, it closed at $1.15. In pre-market, it's selling at $1.38. 20% gain in pre-market today already. Market hasn't opened. So it's looking like Tilray has the higher momentum. And you know, because it's such a pennier stock, if there's a word like that, compared to SNLD, it means attention is on Tilray, and to swing trade Tilray will be better. But another thing is, if it has already gained 20% in pre-market, it has a tendency of pulling back faster than more than the other. So sometimes when you want to swing trade like this, you look for the one that hasn't really gained too much and take position. I can't see volumes yet because trading hasn't started. I would have said, okay, what's the volume currently? We can decide on that. I'm actually able to see volume, but not on this at the moment during this live stream. There's another way I can find that out. In any case, that's the situation regarding your question. Let's go on to the callers, mind you. Okay, we still have more callers, 7 of you. I thought I'd taken Savillon before. Coach, please, you didn't answer my question of QTIC is a good buy today. Obviously, QTIC is a good buy today. Gastiroy, a good buy. It's actually gaining a lot more attention today. Gastiroy.
Hello.
The analysis before now. QTix 3 naira 31 kobo, up from 3 naira 20 kobo, 12 million bids, 1 million offer. Hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're streaming from?
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Xavier Joshua. I'm streaming from Cross River State, Calabar.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay, sir. I'm just new to all these stocks buying and stuff like that. I have like 700K to that I'm not using again. I'm wondering where should I invest it in?
700K. Invest in USC and long term. Currently at around 60, between 66 and 68 naira.
Okay, the full 700K. I should invest it in UACN.
Just go all in for USC.
Okay, sir. Can I use Bamboo app to purchase the UACN, sir?
You can use any broker of your choice.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
And
you
also,
very
sorry,
much.
sir. One more thing, sir. Hello, sir.
Go ahead.
How can I join your group? I'm not on Instagram.
Send me a message on, if you are not on Instagram, then you have to find a way to drop a comment on the latest video at the end of today requesting to join. So I will send you the link to join us on Discord app. Is that okay?
All right, sir. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful.
Thank you. Mr. Benjamin, next caller. Wonder boy for me, so you
Hello,
have
sir.
something you no longer use. You understand what
Hello,
you
sir.
do. Hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're streaming from?
Yeah, yeah. So my name is Asri Buchunoso Benjamin, and I am tuning in from Lagos State, sir.
Thank you very much, Benjamin. We are glad to
So
have
can you
you.
hear me?
Please.
All right, all right. So the last caller actually uh, speak my mind. Currently, I have 300,000 to invest in, and I am also a kind of new in this kind of trading in stock markets as well. So I really want to know the kind of trade I can actually go in that can be giving me at least dividends in every now and then, because I actually want to learn a skill. So instead of using that money to learn a skill, let me invest in something that can be giving me dividends every
All right.
quarter or
If
half
you
of the year.
want
So
dividend
that's just why I
income
caught up.
every quarter, buy NIDF. If you want dividend income every quarter, buy NIDF. But for everybody who is just joining and needs to know, please, knowledge is very important. That's what we have always told our people. Do not invest until you gather sufficient knowledge. So you also understand how the market works. That means you will send me a DM on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, send me a DM requesting for beginner guide. It's a video on my YouTube channel. You need to invest 1 hour of your time, and that will help you understand how the market works. The same way you can't go into any business without knowing what is really obtainable in those businesses. That's the way the market works. People always say, oh, I lose, the stock market is risky. No, you are the one making it risky by not trying to understand what's happening first. Forget the hypes. Shut your ears to anything that is pushing you to start immediately. Gather the knowledge. Then you proceed with that background knowledge to invest. I will give you, once you mention I'm a beginner, I know what to furnish you with. Number one, beginner guide video, the link will be sent. Number two, recommend a stock brokerage firm, the link will be sent. Number three, join a community, which is our Network Investors Club, will send you the link also. Because without a community where real market information is being discussed, analyzed, and shared, your knowledge that you gathered is stale. The stock market is a very dynamic market that works based on market information and updates. So when we equip you with all of this, you don't go wrong. All you need to do, send me a DM, follow me on Instagram. Instagram. That's where I can respond to your questions faster. Is that clear, sir?
Yes, sir. I get that loud and clear, sir. I will do that, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Joe, now let's make it a bit faster. Mr. Joe, are you there? Come on now. We have about 13 minutes to go. How time flies. I'm beginning to enjoy this thing so well and become so relaxed in it. Time just flies away. Hello, good afternoon. Joe is not connecting, but let's see how it goes. Everyone is having money. He isn't using now. Okay, coach, I have 1 million. I'm no longer using 2. All right. In that hilarious spirit, Joshua, you know what to do with the money you don't want to use. I have no other contribution to make. Just throw it into Ella Lakes since you don't know what to do with your 1 million. Ella Lakes currently is down to 11 something. That's another threshold from where somebody can pick up from. 11 naira 96 kobo. Ella Lakes down from 12 naira 50 kobo. Looks very, very interesting. So you don't know what to do with it. Throw it in Ella Lakes. Thank you. The call seems not to be connecting. We proceed to the next caller because there is no time. Ada Daniel is the next caller. While we're connecting with our coaches, whoever got a good buy at the current price or money bright, I am seeing it as a bargain. 17 naira 70 kobo Wema. We're back to bargain days already, very fast. Even if October is just 1 day, 2 days away. They said they want to use the money again. Oh, okay, my Vivian money sis. I'm sorry about that. I misunderstood. So what do we do with it then? Maybe you should suggest something. I'm sure that's not what they meant. Even if that's what they are saying. Misty Annie says, Coach, please, between GT Code Zenith and UBA, which should I sell? Depending on the quantity you have of each, the smallest of them is UBA there, which you can easily sell. But if you do not have sufficient GT code in terms of number of quantity, then maybe you should sell that off because I know that's the most expensive. And if the number of stocks are not much, it will not really make sense when they even make gains. That's where the problem with over diversification is. So that if you offload GTCO, you can still be able to accumulate much more of Zenith or UBS since GTCO is far more expensive than those two. I hope that clarifies. Coach, is BTG US stock a good stock? Any prospect in it? Now, Chomilicious is asking about a gold stock. Let's see. Gold is actually the way to go, especially now that the market is afraid of any bubble busting. We couldn't connect to Daniel, so we go on to someone with a maple leaf. I guess that person is based in Canada because the maple leaf, and that's all I can say. There's no username, just maple leaf. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you very much. Please tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
My name is Davis. I'm speaking from Delta State.
Davies from Delta State. Please go ahead.
Should I buy UPDC?
UPDC, I wish it is below 6. Buy it under 6 naira. That's the safer entry price. Though it's at 6 naira right now. 1.5 million bids versus 4.5 million offers. So the offers are more than the bids, which tells me that you can actually buy at 5 naira 90 kobo unless the sellers are not seriously interested in selling. But the pressure is on them right now. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for keeping it very brief. Appreciate that. So I was talking about something else. Um, okay, B2G, BTG, Chomilicious, you've got to stay safe with this stock. Full year revenue was $1.8 billion, but they are a loss-making company. They lost nearly $600 million from that revenue of $1.8 billion. Though, looks like there is an improvement in the estimates. Quarter 3 estimate is showing a positive earnings per share of 17 cents and revenue of $902 million. Just maybe that's the reason why this stock may be wanted. So somehow, some way, you are about to buy a stock that is trying to resurrect from a loss-making experience last year. A lot of times, it means that the stock was neglected and suffered depreciation during those loss-making periods. In fact, Friday it gained 1.44%, closing at $4.92. In pre-market, it's $5.06, gaining 2.85%. Now, the choice is yours because you look like you have unearthed a stock that is resurrecting, especially now that everyone is looking at gold, just in case the market dips. In the last 1 month, it's done 21% gain. The last 5 days, it did 13.36% gain. And in the last 6 months, 57% gain. But in the last, from January till date, it's done 96%. So, BTG looks like a good swing trade at least. Thank you very much. Sir, should I sell off my Transcorp shares and get more of Aradel? Not a bad move because nobody can actually tell what Tony Elumelu is doing and what he may do with dividend payments this time. Talking about in Transcorp. When the dividend is not okay, the market reacts negatively. So it's a 50-50. He might just come good, much better than anybody have seen. Because since after the reconstruction of Transcorp shares, we've not seen any other good thing coming up. Financial market queens, been a while we heard from you. You are our next caller. While we are still connecting with her, Originality says, please coach, which US stock should I put 1,000? And gold is still paining me. Oh my God. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Coach. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mary Jane, and I'm calling from Lagos.
Mary
So I have a
Jane,
question.
glad to have you. Now, go ahead with your question.
Thank you very much. So my question goes like this. Since we in Nigeria and we tend to trade or invest in Nigerian stocks through brokerage firm in Nigeria, and now if we want to invest in US stocks, we have to go through fintech apps. So I'm not saying, God forbid, that fintech app goes bankrupt or something happens to them. How can we be able to now get access to our stocks that we invested in the US? Since if we invest in the Nigerian stocks, we can get that through the CSES. So how can we be able to get access to our US stocks if that fintech app goes bankrupt or something happens?
Very interesting, intelligent, wise question. Actually, Just as our stocks are domiciled in CSCS in Nigeria, the US market also has a central depository of all stocks. I understand your question. How then do we go about this? First off, any stock you buy through fintechs, you would have noticed you receive emails from them.
Yeah.
At least the registrars,
Mm-hmm.
when you have to do voting for shareholder meetings and they need your vote and so on. And of course, when dividends are paid, they inform you the dividends have been paid. I think this is something we should also take up with the Securities and Exchange Commission in Nigeria, because the fintech apps are actually licensed by the SEC here, but SEC should create an alternative arrangement similar to CSCS Nigeria, such that they can
Yeah.
easily link up existing shareholders of companies who invested through a fintech that has gone under. For now, we all know the stocks are safe, but really, what happens? I really can't say what arrangement was made. You know, it is CSCS who gives the license, and the CSCS who should have a concrete remedy to a scenario like this. If you like, I think I can write CSCS myself and try to find out. So
Mm.
it's directly from them. We don't do work here. We want to be sure, and it will also help to encourage the investing public to be confident when investing.
Yeah.
Nice one.
True. Thank you very much for all you do. Thank you for your knowledge and everything. God bless you.
Thank you so much. God bless you too. You see, we have deep thinkers, and that's the beauty of this community. Robust debate, analysis, and everything, and new ideas comes for the betterment of the investing public. In the end, what we are doing here makes every investor a better person, a better investor, a better informed investor, a better money builder. All right. Wow, 1 minute to go, and all these callers, where have you been? Can you imagine we have 8 callers, we have just 1 minute. It means I have only 1 caller to respond to, and we close for the day. When it's 1 p.m., that's when to call, not when it's 1:50 p.m. I'm sorry, we may not be able to take all your calls today again. Prince Ayo says, Coach, please tell the technical team to work on audio before upload on YouTube. Never mind, today's YouTube will be uploaded directly from the TikTok video. Okay? Thank you very much for that. Hi, Coach. Do you think these cannabis stocks are good for long-term? SNDL and Tilray, Shakiti Bobo, they are better for swing trade until something permanent happens for the long term. Okay, the other caller I wanted to take on went off. So we will close with successful. You are our last caller. Should I still buy IMPP? That's coming from Prime. Is that Prime? Okay, not Prime. IMPP. Let's see what our IMPP did the other time. Hello, good afternoon. You are our last caller. Please tell us your name and where you're streaming from. Ladies and gentlemen, IMPP dropped by 1.96% on Friday, dropping 10 cents. Today, in pre-market, is at it's gaining 1.2%. Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Successful. Are you there? Ladies and gentlemen, it's already past 2 p.m. It's already past 2 p.m. This is where we call it a day today. Thank you very much, Benita, Maobi, and everyone who has been on the comment section. Gratitude, boss, for helping out with today's moderation and responding to questions. Time is fast spent. We've got to proceed to other things. Tomorrow again, same time, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Nigerian time, we'll be here to share our investment ideas, analysis, and all of that. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Also, don't lose focus on your 1 million share challenge. Tomorrow again, we'll get more information to share with you. Until we meet again, my apologies also to everyone on YouTube. Never mind, the video will be uploaded today before 6 p.m. And then whatever the challenge was will be sorted out. If you are not following me, you are losing money. Ukeria Uzo, thank you very much. Appreciate you also. And of course, if you want any more updates, send me a DM on Instagram. My link tree is on my bio there. Click on it, you'll see the Instagram link. And of course, for those in the US and Canada who can't connect because of time difference, surely the video is available on my YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go ahead, subscribe for free. Thank you very much. See you again tomorrow. Until then, this is me saying, have a lovely day. Bye for now.